watching the La Via podcast with Rachel Bertoni.
Hi everyone, it's Rachel Bertoni again. Welcome back to La Via Bertoni. And last podcast we were talking about my piece here, Cycles of Life, which is a mixed media piece. And I just wanted to explain a little bit about this piece. If you hadn't seen the prior podcast, it's basically about cycles of life that has evolved from various thought processes. So one of them has to do with movement, and we're all on some kind of a spiral. We are often spiraling down and spiraling up. My whole philosophy is let's keep on the spiral going upwards. So that is part of what's going on here. I have used the idea of splashing, spontaneity. I often use that now in my jewelry as well. So at some point when I was doing my collage work, I decided that my jewelry should reflect a little bit more of that as well. So I'm going to show you some of the latest work that I've been doing. So the Cycles of Life piece was not only evolved over time, but using mixed media. So I just thought I would share a couple of these pieces that I've done with mixed media. So this one here is mixed, and this one here that I'm wearing. So this was a found object that was a broken piece of jewelry, and then I added some wire technique at the top, some beads on the bottom, and sometimes I just find that to be a fun way of working. So, but anyway, let's get back to, I just thought I'd share a little bit of that because that kind of relates. And then in addition, the work that I'm doing now relates in that I wanted my jewelry to relate to the idea of movement, the idea of pathways, and all of the things that I was doing in my fine art. I wanted that to be reflective in my jewelry. So the first piece that I made was this one here. And when I first made this piece, I wasn't quite sure if I liked it, but the girl who was working for me had said to me, "Oh, wow, I love that piece." She goes, "I think I'm going to buy it." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, if I sold it that quick, it didn't even get on the floor. Maybe I should make a mold of it." So I decided to make a mold of this piece. And then I decided I'm going to put birthstones in this little section. So it was a little off center, and it started becoming my top seller. So a little by little, people would say to me, "Oh, you know, my sister's birthday is in February. I need an amethyst." And then I thought, you know what, maybe I should give a little sentiment to the jewelry as well. So if they are going to give the jewelry to their cousin, sister, mother, brother, whoever, I thought let's include a little poem that represents a little bit more about the work. So I'm just going to share a little bit of my poetry while we're at it. So I decided to give this a name. This is part of my Morning Dew collection. And now I have evolved into many more pieces. But I will share the sentiment. So, morning dew, dew that forms on the trees each morn, a circle has formed. A flowing branch, a woven tree, there sits the brightest of stars. A sparkle among the very best, remembers the moment of your quest. Budding yet to adorn, beyond the rest, 'tis the morn you were born. So now I've printed up several of these poems that now go with the ring. So this is one side of the card. And then when you flip it over, that is the ring that started it all. So that is this ring in opal. And little by little, over the years, people would ask me things like, "Oh, can you make it a little smaller? Can you make it without stones?" So then I evolved sort of a stackable collection. So like this ring here can stack with this ring. You can wear it on one side or the other side. You can, this one is my vine ring. So this has a little less beads and a little bit more of a flow, but it's also different all the way around. So you can wear it and change it out. And then these stack together very nicely. So I've sold these in gold, rose gold, yellow gold, diamond, sapphire, silver, every birthstone, every stone you could imagine. It just has become one of my collectible pieces and stackable pieces. Then I started making some of these where you could have another bigger stone that will fit inside the smaller one. And then you can stack all of these together. You can just play with them. So you develop like a little wardrobe. And then there are some people that don't like the idea of stacking. And they had started to ask me, how can I solder them all together? So I said, rather than soldering them all together, what I did is create a larger ring that looks like they're all separate, but in essence, it's really only one piece. So this is one of the current collections that I am working on and has been very successful. And it started with the rings, but it has now evolved into other things. So I had someone who had a ring and she said, oh, do you have any other pieces? So I've now created a morning dew earring, and I like to put the 14 karat wire in my earrings because some people can't wear silver. So this way the gold is actually going through your ear, but it still has the same sentiment. And I've done all of the morning dew. It's again sort of spontaneous, the idea of a splash, the idea of movement. So little by little, the idea of movement has grown into the idea of a branch series and morning dew, where the droplets are on the leaves in the morning. So it has evolved more like a nature series from the abstract ideas that I had in my original work. So I'll just share a few more pieces with you so you get a feel for the whole collection. So these are some bracelets that I've made with various stones, and I've sold those as well. We have a star sapphire. We have a beautiful opal here. The opal with the antiquing and the morning dew has been very popular. So that is just a sample of some of the bracelets that I do. And let's see, do we have any pendants? I have one pendant over here that is reminiscent of or part of the Morning Dew series. So this one here is one of my pendants. Again, it has a flow to it, and sometimes I put stones in it. So this is a necklace part of that series as well. So there are a number of things that have evolved over the years. So that is basically a little bit of my collage work, a little bit of my jewelry work, and my aim through all of these podcasts is to expose people to creativity, because creativity has really, I would say, saved my life, has given me purpose. I love what I do. I've been doing it for, God, about 40 years now. So, you know, I really do enjoy the process. I enjoy the idea of looking at stones and finding something beautiful in the stone itself. And actually, I am going to start digging for some Herkimers in the very near future. So look out for a new collection, including some Herkimer diamonds. And they're quartz, but they are beautiful. Let me just actually show you a couple of them, because we have a shelf here with a couple of Herkimers. And I feel like Herkimers are basically Mother Nature's faceting, right? The first faceting. These are created by nature. No man has done anything to this stone. It just exists like that. They grow in little pockets, almost like little eggs in a pocket. I find them to be fabulous, and each one is very different. So we have a couple of samples. Sometimes they come with like a little baby attached to them where they grow together. I find that fascinating. And sometimes you could see a little rainbow in there. I don't know if the light is reflecting in the right way to catch that rainbow, but there is definitely a multicolor, just like a diamond would be. I don't know who decided to use or say diamonds, but they come from Herkimer, New York. And here's one that I just did as a wrap. This one could probably use a little buffing at this point. It's been sitting in the case a little while. But what I also did here is I wove some rubies on the back. So every once in a while when you see the front, you see a flash of red. And I thought that was just another added element to the piece. So sometimes I just let the piece speak with me, and we have like a conversation going on. So I forget about everything else that's going on in life, everything you see on the news. When you create something, you're just in a whole nother world. And I could just look at stones for hours on end and imagine all sorts of things. I get into a whole world of beauty when I look at stones. So, and sometimes I make things that have limited edition stones or one-of-a-kind stones. I could show you a couple of pieces here. Like this is one collection that I've been doing for years. It's actually reminiscent of some of the older pieces that I started with, but people love them and I continue to make them. But some of these stones are not so easy to get. This elongated, very beautifully carved. This one is serpentine, but I have a couple of them in different stones. This one I included a pearl. This one is a rose quartz with a pearl. And they can be made in silver or gold filled. But I just love the simplicity, and apparently an awful lot of other people do too, because I sell these all the time. So that is a little bit about some of those. And then I'll just show you one or two other ones that the stone just inspired the piece. So this is a one-of-a-kind stone that I got from one of my stone dealers. And this is not something that, I mean, if you want to spend a lot of money, you probably could have a custom cut. This is a very light green prasiolite, which is actually amethyst that's been treated and heated so that it gives a very light green, minty green color. So this is just an example. It's got like a little checkerboard in there, just a very unusual shape. Somebody along the way had an idea. I got it from my stone dealer and she said she can't get any more. If I had it custom cut, oh, forget about it. The price would be astronomical. So I like to buy things that are unique and special, and I believe that I'm creating something unique and special for my customers, and they have enjoyed my work for many, many years. Hi everyone, we are here at LightClub Curiosity Shoppe here in Warwick. It is the only metaphysical department store in the country, I'm told. And I am here with Melissa. And Melissa has been one of my students. She took my introductory to jewelry making class a couple of weeks ago, maybe back in November, I'd say. And she had a lot of questions about jewelry making. She was starting to fool around with some basics. But I think I'd like to introduce you to Melissa. So hi, Melissa.
Hello, Rachel. How are you?
Good,
so
good.
excited to talk to you about this and share my experience with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So would you tell everyone a little bit about how you feel since taking the class with me?
Oh my God. Okay, 2 words, life-changing. I am a single mom. My son was moving off to college. So about to enter the empty nest, and I found jewelry and wire and wrapping and that kind of thing. And it was the first hobby of mine that kind of stuck and gave me some joy, and it distracted me from all this transition and going on. And I fiddled and faddled and watched YouTube videos and did my best. And then I was actually hoping, or I think I did even reach out, like, I needed a mentor. I needed someone I need the hands-on, because you can watch as many videos.
Well, you almost actually didn't even take the class, and then
Right.
I convinced you that
Yes.
you would be very happy.
And Rachel was right. She said, you will grow in leaps and bounds. It was an intensive 2-day workshop. I feel like I got private instruction. I have a mentor now, and you made everything so. You have such a wonderful way of teaching that I have no jewelry background, and you were able to just explain things to me so easily, and there were so many aha moments.
I'm glad.
How to
I'm so
hold
glad.
a tool, how to
Yes.
twist, like you just gave me confidence and much more, like I just felt in control, and then inspiration of like, well, if I can do this, if I can make this loop and this I can make this hoop strong, I can actually make this, and it just leads you in all these
One
different
thing
directions.
led to another.
Yes, so that's
Now,
I'm so
didn't you
grateful
tell
for that.
me that you had never made earrings
No, I
prior
wouldn't-
to?
I would not
tell,
make an earring.
Tell me that story again.
I wouldn't make any earrings because earrings technically should match. Not like they really always have to match, but the symmetry was very intimidating to me. And through spending time with you and practicing what you taught, what you showed me, I was able to start creating earrings and have the confidence to do so.
So not only has she been making jewelry, but she is now selling her jewelry right here at Light Club. Are you not?
I am, and now you're gonna make me cry because I would have never. You said it would happen. I wouldn't have imagined this when I first started. I only started in July, and I'm selling my pieces in a store, in a cabinet.
Yes, and this is a beautiful cabinet. It's a beautiful store right here in Warwick. And maybe we will show them a couple of earrings that you've made since taking my class, right?
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so this is a spider that I created. I started making spiders before I saw Rachel, and after seeing Rachel, my spider, I wish I had a spider to show you the before, but everyone loves them. They're so much fun to make, and another thing the symmetry.
So you improved.
I am absolutely. Aluminum earrings. I did not know how much you could do with aluminum until I
Isn't it fabulous? It's such a soft metal. You can make it do so many things. So here's an example of an aluminum earring and a couple of other earrings that she's made. These are kind of cool too, these twisted pieces here.
Yeah.
Now she has never made jewelry earrings before.
No.
And yet these are adorable. I think these are fabulous.
Maybe
You've
like-
done a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you.
I think you have just...
My little magic wands.
Oh my God, the little spirals.
Yes.
Yep, with the chakra beads. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Spiral,
You've
you
done
introduced
a wonderful job. And you're selling here because these are all different than what you had, I had seen recently. These are all new, so you're working all the time,
Yes,
right?
I try to make something at least every night when I go home. From
Awesome.
work.
That's
At
a
least
great, I
one
meant
thing.
to tell you that philosophy. That is a great, great idea. That's what I was actually going to tell my assistant is I had a teacher one day who said to me, listen, even if you put in 10 minutes a day, at the end of the week, you've got more than an hour's worth of time.
Yeah.
If you do one earring a day, at the end of the week, you've got 7 earrings. At the end of the year, you've got 365 earrings.
There you go. And it
So-
feels so good when you
Accomplish something
yes.
every day,
Yep.
even if it's 10 minutes. I do it too.
Yeah.
I did it the other day and I wound up making 4 pairs.
I
had something else to do and I still got
Exactly.
the other thing done.
My laundry is up to here, but I've got
Right,
good
we
jewelry.
got jewelry. That's the
doesn't
main
matter.
thing. Jewelry's where it's at. And I am hoping to share some more of that with the community as we go down the line. Bertoni Gallery is doing a bunch of different classes, so look out for
Yes.
the new classes coming up. We have painting and collage, and we have some healing classes. We just have a whole array, and we have new teachers coming every day. We have knitting class coming.
It's the place to be.
Yeah.
This is the side of the street to be on. I'm telling
Yes,
you, right?
yes.
This
So
is where we
we're a
go.
few doors down. We appreciate each other. I
Yes.
appreciate Melissa. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming to my
you.
class. And I am so happy to see a successful student having a beautiful collection here at Light Club right down the block. And you're selling like crazy. So just keep up, keep working, and we will see you soon.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Take a class with Rachel. You will not regret it. I love you. Thank you.